Good afternoon, folks. This is just an intro to the sloppy 350 build I'm doing. Let me state this in the beginning. It's not something I would normally do to sell or anything like that. It's just a build I'm doing out of junk that I got lying around. And I just wanted to have something that would be good enough as a spare, you know? So, alright, enjoy the video. Oh yeah, you can look at that. Trying to salvage a block. It's got some surface rust. I've just given it one light pass. Then once I pull the crank and everything out and clean it properly, I'll be able to save it. Just ignore the cross hatching, it's just me just trying to clean up the ball. Haven't spent much time in there. Just a quick couple of seconds. Alright, this is part 2 of me cleaning up the block. I've got most of the crap out of it everywhere. Starting to look a bit better. I'll flip it over and I'll show you a bit more. Yep, this is it flipped over. I've given it another little bit of a light hone. I've cleaned out all the lifter boards, wire wheeled every fucking thing. But yeah, halfway there, trying to salvage something that needs to be saved. Right, this is the next part of me rebirthing this old 350. It's not something I would probably sell or anything, but you know, I'm just going to put it together as a spare for probably this thing if something goes wrong with that, which will get me by for a while. I'm just putting another cam back in it, which is all mic'd up alright. I think it's an old school 268 camshaft, which I know I'll have to have a look at the specs on it, but you know, it's bigger than the camshaft that I had in that, if I remember, in the old 327. So I'm just going to put that in here and hope for the best. But like I said, mic's up alright. This is how sloppy the bloke was before me. I'm still going to put it together though. It was all rebuilt. New rings, new bearings, new everything. But look, different pistons. It's not something they're going to sell. If it runs, it runs. If it doesn't, it doesn't. I don't really give a shit. But I'm just having this as a spare engine for this old pile of shit. So at least I've got something to put in it while I fix the other one. But I don't know. It'll be alright, I think. This is about as sloppy as you can get, mate. Building it up out of fucking leftover junk that was lying around. And it seems to be going together. Even new rings. Alright, she's all back together. It went back together not too bad. Yep. So next is on to a sump and lifters. I'll probably buy a brand new set of lifters though. It's a throw together build. Obviously whoever built it before me had been used up parts that they had lying around, like obviously pistons and stuff. This one's got marks on it. But as a spare, I don't really give a shit. It's had a history down in there for some reason. I don't know why. But this is another reason that, and this is how this motor was when I got it. So you got that piston, and that piston, and that piston, and that piston. These two pistons are slightly different to the others. But it's not really going to stop me from doing what I want to do with it. I'm about to throw some heads on it, and I'll let you know how it goes. Alright folks, this is the intake I'll be using. It's a, I think it's a Edelbrock. It's a really old one. It's, what's it, TM1? Edelbrock. There's the paint number. Like this all came off a boat years ago. Same with the camshaft that is in that engine here. So hopefully I can clean it up good enough to go on this old parts bin engine. Well, this is before. And here's the after. All cleaned up, wire wheeled, wire brushed. And yes, I did paint it. Right, we've now got the timing chain on, so that's all done and torqued up. I'm waiting on new lifters. I thought I'd pull them out of that because I was being a cheap ass, but that camshaft's actually wiped, so that's part of the problem. But yeah, I'm going to get new lifters for it. Yep. As you've seen in the previous bit, I tidied up this intake. It was pretty messy. I don't know, as you know, I'm just building it as a spare for that pile. But I'm sort of thinking I might take it maybe on the, is it Hard Ass 1000 or something like that. I think they got like an event in October I'm thinking about going to. So I'm still having a few issues with the 350 and that, but I've tried carbies, I've tried all sorts of things, but it just seems to be a bit of a dog. So it goes good when you get it up above a certain range, but until whatever, yeah. So I've just basically, as you know, slapped this thing together out of leftover parts that were belonged to this engine. But yeah, it's a pretty rough run, but if it lives, it lives. If it doesn't, it doesn't. I don't really care. It's just something to do. All right, I'll talk to you in a minute. Well, after going through the other lifters and trying to be a cheap ass and using the second-hand lifters out of the other 327, I decided to buy some brand new lifters. They're Clevite brand or whatever they are. Let's have a look. Clevite, Marley. I thought I'd seen Clevite written on them somewhere, but I don't know. Anyway, you know, you get the deal. There you go. And I think these have got part numbers on the side. Shaky cam. Oh look, Shop Dog. Alright, what I found with the rockers that came off that 350 that I'm working on, look at that. Absolutely friggin' smoked. Like down in there. I can probably wire wheel them, but I ended up getting these ones, which are, show you. I found these in the drawer actually. These are nice and clean. These have got the dude nice and clean again. I am missing a one rocker. I might have one somewhere if I can find it. Otherwise I'll just raid them off that one, and I'll probably clean those ones up later. Well, good afternoon. I've got the rocker gear all on now. I ended up putting all new lifters in, new push rods, because push rods that I had were all uneven. They weren't right, so I thought I'd do that right. I'm just, as you know, it's just a sloppy build. You know, let's make that clear. It's nothing I would ever sell, and it's just a pile of garbage that is better off running than not running and being fucked. Brand new sump for it. I've got an oil pump here for it. That's all good, and I've cleaned it all out. Maybe not that one. That one came off that one under there somewhere. That blew to smithereens. And I've got this one here as well, but I think I'm going to use this one. It's got a nicer pickup. Pan's about ready to go on. Wish me luck. A little bit of lube on the fronts, because let me just say, I know they will leak if you don't. Alright, subs on. That was a major pain in the butt to get on. I think it was mainly to do because of the really thick front gasket here. Yeah, got all the bolts in. The only funky bolt I think I put in was probably this one, because just the way that it was situated, it would foul up on here. So at least that's one thing done. Next thing I'm going to do is paint it. Alright, time to paint it. I think blue is the better option. And this colour's so good if you have a look. So, like, it covers really well. So I think that's what I'm going to do. Just go blue. I've got one can. Screw it. First coat done. Looks a bit better. Alright, here we are. Since the last time I took a video, put a carby on it. I've now got the motor oiled up. Run it up on the starter to get some oil pressure all through it. Everything is all good. Engine's timed. No, that's not in the right spot, but it is timed. But yeah, I don't know if I talked about it, but I got these extractors off Marketplace. They look like they had never been used. I think they've been sitting around for like 15 years or something like that, the bloke was saying. Yeah, not too bad for a couple $100. They don't even look like they've been used. Like, I'll run my finger down on the inside here. You can't even see. Might have been used. Actually, yeah, I'd say it might have been used, going by the camera. But, you know, couple $100 can't go wrong. Alright, hope everyone's having a cracker. Alright, this is the last instalment of it until I actually put it on the stand and run it. Or even in the car, it depends on how it fires up. But basically, carby's on, everything valves set. It's got oil pressure. I just got to set up the spark plug leads, a few other bits and pieces, maybe a PCV. But yeah, alright. Hope you enjoyed this sloppy mechanics style build on this thing. Yes, it's sloppy, and no, it's not for sale. Hope everyone has a cracker.